Santrisos and Hine back to receive A.J. Schmidt.
Hello everybody and welcome to Newberg High School. I'm Ben Pahl alongside of Dave Hall. You are watching Oregon Sports Beat and we are kicking off in a Pacific Conference showdown between 6-1 Glencoe, here's a pooch kick, and 5-2 Newberg. This is a dangerous one, scooped up at the 38-yard line, and that's where the Tigers will start out. And Dave, I hope you're as excited as I am for this one.
Well, this is actually a big event in the Pacific Conference. Three teams at the top, Sherwood and Newberg, are 3-0 in conference. Glencoe 2-1. Of course, Glencoe and Newberg play each other tonight. Sherwood is actually playing Liberty. Liberty's 1-2, and then Century is playing McMinnville. So this game is really, the winner of this game is going to be at least in a tie for the lead in the Pacific Conference.
First play of the game, halfback going to get the carryings stacked up at the 39-yard line. Going nowhere, and on the touch that time was, I think that was Ethan Hine.
Newberg in the blue and white, they'll move from our left to our right. The Crimson Tide in the white, black, and red, they'll move from our right to our left. Looking forward to tonight. We've talked to Coach Reynoso before, and Coach Reynoso is just, he brags about their running back, Daniel Henniger, and he, of course, has led the state in rushing last year and is at the top this year.
Henninger, a phenomenal back, as Parker Sellner is going to look to air it out. This one complete to the tight end who breaks a tackle. That's a first down out across the 45 to the 47-yard line of Newberg. Apologize, it's hard to see numbers out here, but that was complete to Luke Greller. Greller is a 5'9" senior, and on senior night he comes up with a big first down reception for the Tigers. That'll move the sticks.
Also, here's an interesting stat. Top 10 in the state right now. Sherwood is number 9, Glencoe is number 10, Newberg is number 12.
This is about as even as you like. The only loss Glencoe has had is to Sherwood. It was 12-10. Here's a nice cut at the line of scrimmage, but being brought down is Chase Mackin. Not a whole lot there. Mackin, also a senior. Fun fact about Chase, they went through the senior night ceremonies. He plans on becoming a police officer after graduating high school. So he's got a bright future in front of him. Good ball players, taking quite a few carries this season. Newberg's going to have a few guys they're going to hand off to. They like to use Ethan Hine. They like to use Mackin. And then Parker Sellner, their quarterback, ran it 9 times last week in the thrilling shootout win against Liberty. Sellner sends Ethan Hine in motion. It's going to be Mackin to get on the carry, finding a crease. Mackin makes a cut. He's inside the 40, outside the numbers. Chase Mackin, the senior, down the sideline. 10, inside to the 5-yard line. What a run by the senior Chase Mackin.
47 yards on the carry.
And how about Newberg starting off with a boom, trying to punch Glencoe in the teeth a little bit. This is a Crimson Tide team that, again, is 6-1, and they won 44-zip last week over Century. So Newberg trying to get the offense going right away, knowing that the Crimson Tide is a team that can score the football.
You know, although Sherwood's undefeated at 3-0, they're 5-2 overall. I mean, they're 3-0 in league. The only team with a better record is Glencoe. Glencoe's 6-1.
Mackin makes a cut. Mackin driving, touchdown Tigers.
5-yard carry for Mackin for the touchdown. The time 9:42.
Mackin with the touchdown.
Newberg wastes no time, Dave. And that was all Chase Mackin, really. Well, after it was set up first down completion to Luke Greller, also a senior. And then Mackin just really doing it himself there. Excellent instincts, great vision and cuts that he made. Big props to Chase Mackin right off the bat on his senior night. On to kick the PAT, lefty Cameron Baker. Baker is a, Baker is a junior. All right, here's the PAT. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is no good.
Point after is no good. Tigers 6, Crimson Tide 0.
So it's 6-0 Newberg, Dave, and if that is any message for what's to come, that's a statement drive by the Tigers right there.
The big play, the 47-yard run by Mackin on a kind of a delayed draw. It was a motion from the right to the left. Then they handed the ball off. They looked outside, handed the ball inside to Mackin. He went 47 yards with it, straight up the middle, cut to the outside on the left.
So Sellner was 1 for 1 on that drive. Again, he completed that pass to tight end Luke Greller, who has 1 reception for 9 yards. And Glencoe's defense, after forcing a 2nd and 10, kind of got knifed through by Mackin that time. They'll be having to make some adjustments. This is a Glencoe team that's put up a lot of points. So Glencoe, earlier this year, they beat Westview 37-19. We know that Westview's good. We saw them, we announced them at Sunset when they took the helmet in a big rivalry game. Glencoe beat Liberty 49-20. And Liberty almost beat Newberg last week. It was an overtime game.
Let me give you the point differential this season for each of these teams. Newberg scored 251 and given up 152, plus 99. Listen to this for Glencoe. They've scored 277 and gave 107. They're plus 170.
Squib kick. This could work as an onside. And that is an awfully good play by the Glencoe player who fell on that. Trying to give him credit. That was either number 6 or number 8. That was either Titus Duon or Max Parker. And the reason that's such an intelligent play is because forcing it over the sideline, either you're going to catch it or you're going to sweep it out of bounds, which is exactly what you're taught to do in that situation. So here comes Glencoe from their own 37-yard line.
We have instant replay tonight. Connor's running our instant replay.
Their quarterback is a sophomore in Nolan Wolf. Give goes to Henninger, straight up the gut. Boy, is he powerful. Instincts, goes straight up to the 45-yard line without even being touched. He runs for the full head of steam.
You know, that was just a bam play. Just give it to the halfback, straight up the middle. He kind of dived a little bit at the end to get 9.
But I like, as you said, there's nothing fancy about it. That's just your good running back making a play right there. And, of course, the big guys up front. You can tell they've repped this thousands of times. So a good first play for Glencoe. They trail 6-0. They've got a fullback set, and there's a power running team for the most part. Here's Henninger.
Went right through it.
Starting offensive line for Glencoe includes Lincoln Kemper, Porter Braun, and we'll get the others here after this play. Brock Salfield, freshman James Kerbo, and Landon Dyke.
Is Kerbo number
7? And trying to get him with his fingertips. And so, great job from the holder to get it down and the kicker to keep his composure right there and not just let the play blow up and start panicking too early. So it's 7-6 now.
For those of you who remember the great USC teams, they ran out of a power I. They had a fullback. It was actually Lindell White blocking for Reggie Bush. Glencoe ran that play out of a power I.
Like to thank some of our sponsors, starting with Sunshine Cleaners. Newberg football would like to thank Sunshine Cleaners. They take care of all the program's laundry, over 100 players for freshmen, JV, and varsity, and they are an amazing local business. That's Sunshine Cleaners, located at 400 Sitka Avenue. They cannot thank them enough for what they're doing for over 100 players, Dave. Would also like to thank Providence for their commitment to the health of Newberg's kids on the field and in the classroom. With compassionate support for all their students, physical and emotional wellness, Providence Newberg Medical Centers cares for kids. Providence.
Another short kick returned out to the 50.
Liam Vaughn advances the ball, is brought down by
And
Keith
real
Mills.
quickly, before Newberg starts, your local Toyota dealers are proud sponsors of Newberg High School athletics. Visit Toyota.com or your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Newberg starting off at midfield. Excellent field position, Dave.
And 2 short kicks to start the game.
Sellner under center. Mackin in there again after a huge drive. Gonna give it around to Ethan Hine. Now goes outside, cuts it back into the middle, and picks up 5 yards to the Crimson Tide 45-yard line. So Glencoe leads 7-6 after the Henninger rush and the extra point from A.J. Schmidt.
Stopped by.
But right now, it's just been ground and pound for both these teams, Dave.
And successful.
Very successful. They say 3 yards in a cloud of dust, more like 8 in a cloud of dust, or in some cases, 50 in a cloud of dust with what we've seen so far.
Exactly.
They're going to go out of the shotgun. I think for the first time tonight, Sellner, he's got a back to either side of him. We've seen Hine in motion quite a few times, no different on this play. Sellner gives it off to Mackin. Mackin trying to run outside the numbers, bounces it. He's going to be close to the marker, and I think he's going to be just shy. Give him 4 on the carry. Mackin getting a lot of work so far. He has a touchdown already on senior night.
By Leakin Schmidt.
And of course, goes without saying, this is 4-down territory, but it's going to be 3rd down and a yard. First quarter going by fairly quickly with this sort of pace. Haven't seen a whole lot through the air. Newberg is 1 for 1, airing it out with a completion to Luke Greller from Sellner for 9 yards on the first drive. Sellner is going to throw it again, and once again it's Greller. Greller down inside the 35-yard line to the 33, so he's got 2 catches for about 16 yards now.
Pass is complete to Luke Greller.
This Newberg offense moving efficiently and with purpose down the field here against Glencoe. On their second drive, they scored on their opening drive a long touchdown run by Chase Mackin. Gonna motion Hine and give it to him, little jet sweep action, and he finds some room, breaks a tackle, ball's on the ground, Glencoe jumps on it. The Tigers have a great drive that stalls with a turnover. And the Crimson Tide catch a break. And now they get their offense back on the field.
Number 32, Collins Strove.
Johnny on the spot to recover that football was Colin Stortro. Colin Stortro, I should say.
We have that on replay? Nope. Oh, okay.
So Colin Stortro, credit, that ball ain't round, and he jumped on it first try. And so it was a great drive from Newberg, but sometimes this can make a big difference in games between 2 even high-powered offenses. You know, they remind me a little bit of kind of like the Air Force style of offense, just the way they come up with a power set and a fullback. Henninger hit and dropped. Only a yard on the run by Henninger there. Good pursuit by Newberg's front 7. They've won the push battle that time.
One of my favorite offensive teams, the Air Force Academy Falcons, and they run plays like that. Used to run the wishbone. Teams weren't ready for that. They switched to kind of a limited spread offense where they ran out of it. Now, Air Force, Army, and Navy are all throwing the ball.
It's funny, they're Air Force, but they don't throw it a whole lot. I've always thought that was kind of funny. 2nd down and 9. And I used to think they were confused, but they do that before every play. The linemen stand up momentarily. Henninger is loose, has a safety to beat. He jukes him out. Got a blocker in front. Henninger, the angle's being cut off, tries to juke out again. Can he hold on to that football inside the 15? Brought down at the 9. Daniel Henninger, as advertised.
Henninger carries the ball to the 10-yard line.
A gain of 65 yards to go with that 47 he had. No, I'm sorry. That was Newberg that had the 47. Yes. Mackin had it. There's a 65-yarder.
He's already over 100, I would imagine.
I think so.
So Glencoe, 1st down and goal.
Not only great power, but great speed.
And this is not Henninger, but it's a back who gets a good plunge up the middle down to the 5. I'll get you the name on that in a second. And I think that was Abraham Castro.
Abraham Castro with the carry.
Castro got about 8 carries last week where he averaged over 5 yards a touch against Liberty. He's a good back as well. And Castro's just a sophomore, Dave, so when Henninger's gone, they want to really train him up.
All the yardage.
They got one receiver, that's King out there by himself to the left. They're going to pitch this. Henninger bounces outside. He practically walks in. Touchdown, Glencoe. And the Crimson Tide, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. Boy, are they fun to watch. We got a good one here at Newberg. A.J. Schmidt on to try and make it himself 2 for 2 on the night with PATs. By the way, the holder is Fanning. He got a really nice hold down last time on a sort of a high snap. That's why I mentioned him here. He's a good holder. Puts the hold down, and the kick is perfect. Boy, Schmidt's got a leg. 14-6. No matter if it's from a PAT or figure.
Now, Newberg has looked good too. You know,
if it hadn't been for the turnover, they might have very well have ended up in the end zone again on that drive, and so no reason for their offense to want to change anything. We see a deep kick this time and trying to backpedal, and fortunately for him, it goes into the end zone. Caught off guard was Ethan Hine.
Yeah, that's right. 14-6.
So back onto the field, Sellner and this Newberg offense. It was a fumble on the last possession. Hine will shake it off. He had a really nice run. Sometimes, every back fumbles. He's going to try and make up for it. Got a long game in front of them. 2:31 left to play first quarter. Sellner on the rollout. He's got a man open, and he slings it to the sideline too far out of the reach of
Sellner's pass.
Deacon Santrizos.
Incomplete.
Who was the NFL back who hadn't fumbled in like 2 or 3 years and has fumbled 3 times already this year? It's for the Ravens.
Derrick Henry.
Right. Hadn't fumbled in 3 years and has already fumbled 3 times this year.
The Ravens are just having a miserable football season.
Ooh.
They've one win.
Lamar Jackson's going to play this Sunday.
I don't know if it'll make a difference there. I mean, it will, but you know what I'm saying. Their defense is so awful. Scans the field, has a man up the seam. It's complete across the 40-yard line to the 45. Reception by Lucas Vaughn.
25 yards on the pass completion and a first down.
And the sophomore with a big play, 25 yards for a first. I like how he took the time, went through his progressions there. First option wasn't there. Finds the guy making the slant up the hash. Fumbled, snap, and ambient mics.
Picked up the quarterback yelling after, I'm not sure, was he yelling at the center?
I think he was. Yeah, wow, that's 2 for Newberg. Yeah, wow, that's 2 for Newberg. Shooting themselves in the foot a little bit here early. And I will say, Dave, I often hear people say, you're turning over, you're shooting yourself in the foot, as if the other team didn't do something to force that turnover. The defense, there's a reason that Ohio State forced the most turnovers in the country last year. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If you have a good defense, of course you're going to force more turnovers.
And you can be more aggressive.
Exactly. So yes, you can. It's a mistake, but Newberg's, and they actually are going to reverse this call and say false start. They just marched it off the wrong way.
They did.
So first down and 15.
Referee saying, I got the call right. I just didn't mark it off the right way.
Exactly.
Another power I formation.
Fake to Abraham. Play action. Going down is the quarterback. Held on to the football. Sacked at the 18-yard line. Getting in there that time for the Tigers was Tyler Johnson.
You know, the power I formation enables the tailback to take a little more time to see where the hole is, where the fullback makes the block, but it also requires the quarterback to turn his back on the line of scrimmage, which is always scary.
Credit to the Tigers defense so far on this drive. Tough turnover, falling behind, and they need a stop on this drive, and so far they're up to the task. It's second down and 21 for Glencoe.
This will be the last play of the first quarter.
Pitch to Henninger in between the hash marks. Good gain out to the 21-yard line. That'll do it for the first quarter.
Henninger keeps his legs churning the entire time. When he's got tacklers around him, he keeps moving forward.
Even though I was never a running back, as you can.
That started the year in single A.
Yesevich. He made it 4 innings.
Started the year in single A.
Yesevich. He made it 4 innings. So it's going to be third down and 14 for Glencoe. We haven't seen this team complete a pass yet, so this is an optimal situation for the Newberg defense to force a punt.
You and I, of course, are both familiar with Coach Jeremy Johnson. You went to Lincoln and played at Lincoln. You graduated before I got there.
Yes.
And I did Lincoln games for a couple of years, and he does like to throw the ball.
We know that Jeremy Johnson, and as we've seen tonight for the Tigers, has been passing it. Glencoe, on the other hand, they haven't completed a pass yet. They fumbled a snap, and I think the Tigers might have jumped on that one.
Yes.
They did. First turnover for Glencoe, and Newberg is set up with a short field. So some trouble handling the snap. Jave, do you think
cold?
I was going to say the temperature has to do with that, doesn't it?
Because we played one quarter and we've got 3 turnovers already. But yeah, the cold. Your hands are cold.
Yep.
Quarterbacks try to blow on their hands as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Keep them in their little pockets in the front of their jerseys. You get up there though and pull them out, and it's cold.
It's cold. Wind chill tonight.
And the ball hits you in the end of the fingers sometimes. And
people who haven't played center or quarterback don't always realize how difficult that snap can be in certain conditions, how critical it is just getting the play started right. Selner pitches it to Hine. Hine bounces outside his right tackle, and he pushes forward to about the 15, maybe the 16.
Gain of 3, it'll be 2nd and 7.
So Newberg's turned it over each of their last 2 possessions, a fumble, then an interception on a deep ball that didn't go well on their last possession.
David Crowell. Tigers second down.
$11:20 left to play in the second quarter. Hine again set in motion. They're going to do a little trickeration here. This is going to be a first down carry, still churning the legs all the way down to the 6.
There's no better example of what Ben was talking about keeping your legs turning forward. Try to keep straight, looking straight ahead. Keep your legs churning. Got about 3 or 4 extra yards.
Deacon Santrizos on the carry, first down and goal for Newberg. So it's been a pretty offensive game so far despite 3 turnovers. First and goal from the Crimson Tide, 6. They give right side, and pushing his way down inside the 2 is Chase Mackin.
He'll be short.
They're going to actually mark him at the 2-yard line, exactly. Mackin already has 1 touchdown tonight.
It'd be interesting to see if Newberg scores here, do they go for 2?
I was thinking the same thing, because sometimes this early in the game, you're like, let's just take the point and not fall further behind in case we don't get it. So we'll see what Coach Johnson's thinking is if they can score here, they face a second down and goal. Clock ticks inside of 10 minutes to play in the first half. Two halfbacks in the game. We're going to give to Mackin. Mackin hit behind the line of scrimmage and dropped. He did get back to the 2, and it's going to be third down and goal.
Chase Mackin is brought down by number 55.
So a good stand on that play
Reynoso.
by the front 7. And Isaac Reynoso, Coach Ian Reynoso's son, in on the tackle there. He was the first man to get to Mackin. Reynoso is a senior.
Well, I guess when it was questioned whether they go for 2, is this a 4-down territory?
I think it probably is. Out of the gun is Selner, 2 halfbacks in the game. Motion Santrizos. Selner has a wide open tight end. Touchdown Newberg. Luke Greller, his 3rd reception of the game, and he gets in the end zone.
Selner's pass is good to number 22, Luke Greller. Touchdown.
Here's our answer. They're going for 2. I've seen their coach flash 2 fingers. They want to tie this game up right now.
So that's a 3-yard pass.
I think it probably is. Out of the gun is Selner, 2 halfbacks in the game. Greller from Parker Selner. Selner has a wide open tight end. Touchdown Newberg. And that Luke Greller. I know that this is, I think it probably is. Could be a dumb comparison, but the Beavers ran that play against Lafayette in Oregon State's first win. It was 4th and goal. Everyone thought there was a wide open tight end. That was the same play. I almost wonder if Coach Johnson watched Oregon State last week.
Maybe.
If so, smart move, and coach is doing his homework. They're going for 2 to try and tie it up here. Selner on the rollout, looking for the play to develop. Nobody's open. So he's going to tuck it and run for himself. 2-point conversion is good. Parker Selner ties it up.
Parker Selner in for 2. Newberg Tigers 14. Glencoe Crimson Tide 14.
So 14 all between the Crimson Tide and the Tigers in this Pacific Conference showdown. Nobody's open. So he's going to tuck it and run for himself. 2-point conversion is good. Parker Selner
little jump pass there to the tight end for the touchdown, and then rolled right, looked, saw there was a gap between the defensive end and the outside linebacker, and just turned it inside there for the touchdown. All right, we do have our instant replay working. We'll, as we go along now, we'll update you with instant replays.
Camden Baker is going to kick this off for Newberg.
You know, I left home today. I live in Gresham, and it was dark, and it was cloudy, and it was pouring down rain, and I came over the hill here into Newberg, and the sun was out.
It's almost like a dream seeing that.
Oh, my goodness. My mood instantly changed.
It's amazing how much just seeing the sunshine in this atmosphere in particular can change your mood. So squib kick over the head of 21.
Dangerous.
Picked up, and a nice chase down tackle made. The ball came loose. They're going to say that he was down at the 26-yard line. Glencoe catches the break.
Yeah, we can take a look at that.
We certainly can. Not that we can, the officials can take a look at it, but we can.
Here we go. You'll see.
Barry Padua carries the ball, brought down by
Padua.
Late start, down.
Yes, that's the correct call for sure.
Yep.
So good job by our officiating crew. They were right on it there. That's why you never give up on a play until you know it's over.
Good job by our replay guy, Connor.
Shout out Connor. Got Connor and Tim. We got our great replay guys. First down and 10 from the 26-yard line. Power formation pitch to Henninger. He's going to go outside now, cut up the middle. Henninger shedding through tacklers up close to the first down mark. He's going to be short pickup of about 8 out to the 34.
Henninger gets by the initial line and the linebackers. Then he has to be taken on by either a cornerback or a safety. And if he gets out of their position, he's got a long way to go. He almost had it that time.
8:30 left to play. Second quarter.
Watch him too. He's what people call a straight-up runner. Keeps his head up, keeps his shoulders up, doesn't put down, looks downfield.
Second down, and we'll call it a long 2. Henninger breaks through the initial contact. Now he breaks free. First down, cuts it to the inside, towards midfield, to the 49-yard line of the Crimson Tide. This guy is something.
Another first down.
Henninger carrying the ball again. Stopped by number 6, Liam Vaughn.
Again, the pace of this game is moving by pretty quick just because of the running. Not a lot of incomplete passes to stop it.
Right, clock hasn't stopped.
First down and 10 for Glencoe from their own 49-yard line. Abraham in there giving Henninger a rest. We know how capable Abraham is. They're going to go to the outside, and it's King on the reception. King breaks someone's ankles inside the 40, down the sideline, pushed out of bounds inside the 35. And you know what, Dave? When you run, you set up the pass.
16 yards on the pass completion.
Wolf's pass was good to Mills, who's pushed out by number 11, Austin Wilhelm. Crimson Tide first down.
And King that time was one-on-one coverage on the outside, made a move on the defender and picked up an additional 10 yards.
Pitch to Abraham, gets a nice block, and great instincts shown by the sophomore, picks up 7. They got 2 good running backs here at Glencoe. Abraham, just a sophomore, as I've mentioned. And it's great to know that when your star Henninger has to take a breather, you got another guy who's really good. Just great downhill running instincts, no fear, finding the hole, good vision from the sophomore. So Glencoe, once again, just having their way on really all their offensive possessions so far. Up back, gives him a good block, and Abraham pushes forward for 4. He needed 3, so move those chains. Could you say Roll Tide right now, Dave?
Abraham Castro.
You know I'm a Buckeye fan.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say those words.
As am I. I don't know if I've ever said them before, except for on this broadcast just right now.
And when I was a little kid, I lived in Alabama for a year.
I learn new things about you every time we come on, Dave.
My dad was stationed at an Army base in Enterprise, Alabama.
Huh? Never get to an Alabama game?
No.
First down and 10 from the 21. Here's Henninger busting through the initial contact. He was hit at the line there, but then shutted the tackler, just kind of got away, grabbed him by the chest, and he was able to shake through it. Such a powerful back, and he gets to the 15.
The initial contact turned Henninger sideways, and that got him off balance.
That's why, and I know it's much easier said than done, but if you can, that's why I wrap up instead of just hits. If you just hit Henninger, it's not going to do a whole lot except slow him down momentarily. Between Heath Thompson at Westview and now Henninger, we've seen some phenomenal backs lately in the games we've been doing here at Oregon Sports Beat.
Okay, power I formation.
Again, they're using a fullback as a lead blocker. It's been very effective so far. Henninger takes it. Henninger has a first down to the 10. It'll be first down and goal for the Glencoe Crimson Tide.
Run that one back. We can take a look at that. Watch what we mean by the fullback. And he was a lead blocker, and Henninger went right behind him that time.
Advances the ball for a first down.
5:25 is.
Here we go. Well, watch the lead blocker. Henninger right behind him, steps in that hole.
Very well done. You can tell the coordination, how much they work on it. And that lead blocker is key. So it's first down and goal for Glencoe. Henninger has some room. Daniel Henninger, house call, touchdown Glencoe.
You know, if it works once, let's run it again.
Glencoe has only completed one pass and was set up from the run, and boy, are they just marching over these Tigers right now. Once again, you see the lead blocker, just a little dive play. It's not a stretch because he went inside the guards, inside the tackles, instead of bouncing it. Just goes over the left edge, following the lead blocker, finds that crease, then hits the hole even harder.
You know, third rushing touchdown of the night for Henninger.
So he's got a hat trick of touchdowns. And it's 21-14. The PAT was good from Abraham, who's 3 for 3 on the night.
Newberg 14.
Boy, we got, you know what's weird, Dave? When you think of an offensive shootout, oftentimes you think of passing. We've just got a ground game shootout for the most part. Of course, Newberg's last touchdown drive, they had a very short field. Glencoe fumbled on 3rd down and long at their own 22, and the Tigers were able to capitalize.
$35 points midway through the second quarter. You know, right now the difference in this game might be those 2 turnovers that the Tigers have.
Glencoe, of course, also having hurt from a turnover, but right now, other than that one possession for Glencoe when they fumbled, they really, I can't even think of how many 3rd downs they've even really faced. Good deep boot from Abraham. He's got a nice leg. Pardon me, from AJ.
Oh, what a great
Schmidt.
open field tackle.
AJ Schmidt, pardon me, not Abraham. Abraham's one of the halfbacks. Really nice tackle there on special teams.
So those point after touchdowns have been by Schmidt?
AJ Schmidt. Yeah, I was right the first 2 times. I said Abraham the last time. It's
right, I thought it was Schmidt.
And it is AJ Schmidt. He's got a good leg. Henninger and Castro as well, just been mowing through the Tiger defense. And now Newberg gets it back, trailing 21-14.
Need a long drive here.
They've been good converting to the tight ends so far in this one. Parker Selner motions a guy. Selner hands it off, trying to bounce it to the outside, and going through a couple of tackles is Chase Mackin. And Mackin gets forward to the 29-yard line, gain of about 5.
Newberg ran a split back formation that time. Quarterback in the shotgun formation, a back on each side of him.
Great October night.
Seeing a lot of great old-fashioned formations.
You know, it really does seem like we took a trip back 20, 30 years
Right.
in this one tonight.
Right.
But it's just as entertaining because of how effective these ground games
And we're seeing a lot of that lately. Coaches running old formation plays that seem to be very effective. Same formation.
Mackin for 3, maybe 4. It's going to set up 3rd down and short for Newberg. We ran the wing T when I played at Lincoln. It was effective. I heard that other defenders in their team, they would tell us after the game, it's just kind of like a guessing game where you're trying to catch a cat, something like that. You start going one way, then realize it's in someone else's hands. It's pretty brutal to defend.
Well, I go back a lot longer, and we played the regular T formation, and teams haven't run that in 50 years. But I remember it was replaced. Schools ran the wishbone.
3rd down and a yard. Selner is going to work out of the gun right here.
See, 2 tight ends.
Mackin tries to bounce it to the outside. Mackin has a lead blocker in front, has a 1st down. He got a fantastic block on the edge from Liam Vaughn. Receiver leading the way there, 6-foot senior. And he did his job to perfection right there, allowing Mackin that lane.
You know,
Some really good blocking downfield.
When you play 2 tight ends, you're pretty much telling the other team, We're not going to throw the ball here. We're in fact.
Yeah, you see 21 coming all the way across the field.
Yep.
That's Thompson, and just if he doesn't get blocked there, that's a tackle for loss. So really well done from Vaughn. Help his team get a first down right there. Gives straight up the middle.
I don't think I've seen Newberg run the same formation. That time they ran trip receivers right.
Pickup of 3 on the halfback dive. And that was Vaughn on the carry. 2:30 left to play, first half.
Liam Vaughn with the carry.
Newberg has slot receiver and a receiver out wide. The wide receiver is Colton Seifert on this play. A fake a sweep, give it up the middle. Nowhere to go for the tailback.
Faked a fly pattern that time, and the back delay came right by the quarterback. You saw him put it down by his hip and hand it off, but plugged right up in the middle by Crimson Tide.
Credit that time to the Glencoe defense, not letting the end around motion get them too out of sorts.
That was a great look on that formation. I'm having fun.
Fantastic game so far, 21-14. So sad that we're coming to the end of the first half. Newberg's got to get going here, but also Glencoe might use a timeout if they pick up a stop here, so a lot to still play. With 90 seconds in the first half. Sellner rolling out right. Sellner back the other way, plays developing, he's being chased down, hit as he throws, and it's dropped at the sticks.
Wow, he's lucky that ball was dropped.
And it's going to be
Through with a defender wrapped around him.
I was impressed he got it off. I was going to say.
Me too.
I did not think he would. And Newberg is not, I don't see any punters scurrying onto the field here. They are going to send in Owen Cuban.
It's 4th and 7, and we're not at midfield, so let's see if the Tigers want to take a chance.
Yeah, you know, and in a game like this where stops are, okay, now they are going to send their punt unit onto the field. I was going to say, I don't like going for it here, especially because Newberg runs the ball and there's only 1:24 left. You do not want to give them an opportunity to score again before the half. So man standing back at his own 28-yard line for Glencoe. Haven't seen a punt tonight from either team. It's the first punt.
First punt of the game.
Wobbly snap.
Ooh.
Hunter gets it away barely. Takes a beautiful hop, and it's going to make it very hard for Glencoe to do anything with this because they pin him at the 5.
Let's see. 55 yards on the punt.
So that's a really nice punt right there from the Tigers.
Of course, about the last 20 were on bouncing, the ball bouncing. And great coverage by the Tigers.
And what's going on here?
Well, I don't see a flag anywhere, do you?
Trying to.
Well, they're bringing the ball back to the line of scrimmage.
They are.
I haven't seen an indication of a call, but they're going to mark off yardage against
Oh, so it's going to be a
Newberg.
penalty.
5. Marked off 5 yards.
You know, now they're motioning. It's either a legal formation, a false start, or illegal motion, one of the 3.
I thought he signaled, and I heard somebody yell, illegal formation.
That is most likely, given that it's a punt, a special teams play.
Yep.
Good snap. Same thing. It's a nice high punt.
Didn't we just see that played?
I was going to say carbon copy.
Where the number, that 59, came on the rush up the middle and
just used the brute force approach to try to get his way through.
And the up back defenders flipped him over.
That is, I'll get you, it's number 59. That is Brock Safeld. Brock is a junior, 6'2".
And he's a big guy.
And I was going to say, it didn't have the weight listed, but I would guess at least 220 plus.
You know, and he's playing left tackle.
So they have to go 70 yards in a minute 3 with a running offense. They do a screen pass to Henninger. I thought he was going to try and throw it for a second. Tucks it now. Runs for a first down out of bounds. That's a perfect play for Glencoe. Don't have to use a timeout either.
You know, and a wise move by Henninger that time to get out of bounds, save a timeout.
Forced out by number 8, Seifert.
And they're actually not going to give him the marker, so it's going to be 2nd and a yard. Still a good play because they picked up 9.
Each team has 3 timeouts left. Neither team has used a timeout.
I think that's a kind of a weird spot looking at the replay from Connor there. I thought he got it, but 2nd and 1 is the call. 55 seconds left to play first half. Glencoe's got a long way to go. They do have a kicker with a good leg, and we have a whistle and a timeout taken by Newberg. Coach Johnson got it off just in time. Dave, what if I told you, as we have 55 seconds left, that the Blue Jays are up by 7?
I have to think about that one.
It's 11-4.
Oh, my goodness.
Heading to the bottom of the 7th inning.
My goodness.
Those Blue Jays.
All day long watching the TV, they kept bragging on the Dodger pitching.
Yep. Snell got
On
rocked.
behalf of Newberg High School, we would like to thank game title
This team is
sponsor
legit.
ADEC,
As good,
supporting local
as
schools,
fun as it would have been to see
including
Seattle.
academic
I heard one of the
support.
commentators say if the Blue Jays win this, it'll be the biggest upset in World Series history. I don't think that's
Nah, it seems
That's true.
that seems too far to me.
right.
It seems too far.
Thank you, ADEC.
The Yankees existed for a long time.
Exactly.
What did they win? However, Dave, if anyone's going to notice, it's you. I know they have 27 rings. What's the most they won in a row? Have they three-peated before?
Oh, yes.
Yes?
Yes. They last three-peated in 98, 99, and 2000.
Did they really?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Nobody's even had a repeat since then.
Nope. That's why it's so phenomenal to me just to think about it.
In the decade of the 50s, they won 8 of the 10 World Series.
That's dumb dominant. Fires to the outside, too high for King. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and a yard. Well, I'm just thankful as a Red Sox fan that in my lifetime I've seen the Sox win 4 and the Yankees only win 1. Maybe just me being born was what needed to be break the curse for Boston.
In the late 40s, early 50s, the Cleveland Browns, it was the National Football League playoffs. It wasn't a Super Bowl. They went to that playoff game 10 straight times.
That's some success, if you ask me.
Yep.
3rd and a yard, 52 seconds. Glencoe's got to hurry up here. Henninger does get the first down, but they're going to have to use a timeout. Gets out to the 44-yard line. And so that's the first timeout for Glencoe. They've still got a couple. And we know that AJ Schmidt, their kicker, we know he's got a good leg. And now, I'm not saying he's going to make a 60-yarder, but I got to think that if you get down to the Newberg 27-ish, you got to at least maybe give him a shot.
Where he is now would be a 70-yarder.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that he's there yet.
Although I can't remember if Adley Rutschman still holds the Oregon High School
He does.
record. Is it 62 or 60?
63-yarder.
Yeah. When he was playing at
Sherwood.
Yep.
We played them that year in the playoffs. They beat us 16-zip. That was a good team. The guy, you know who holds the record for the high school, U.S. high school? It's Austin Rakow. 67 yards. He played at
that
Idaho.
right?
Yep, Austin
Wow.
Rakow. What's the NFL record right now? Is it about 60? Is it about that?
Is it?
Is it 67, 68?
Yeah.
Something on there.
One of those.
So 1st down and 10 for Glencoe. They've only got 47 seconds to work with, but they have a healthy 21-14 lead. They're going to look for King down the sideline. Pass is underthrown. In coverage that time was Ethan High.
They've tried to go to King now a couple of times,
Yeah.
one-on-one on the outside.
He got
of the
open,
right.
just it was underthrown.
Right.
And this is kind of forcing them the situation to get out of their traditional type of offense, Dave, because they don't have a whole lot of time.
I'm not sure if it's still the record, but the record for touchdowns in one game by a high school running back is 10.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I don't know if you saw that the other night. It was on SportsCenter. a high school running back in, I want to say Texas, had 652 yards rushing on 20 carries.
If I were the other team, on just 20?
20.
I think I would have left if I were the other team. 2nd and 10. Weird start to the play. Henninger's not going to get much.
They're going to take another timeout. They have 2 left.
Usually 4 yards is an all right gain, but in this situation, Newberg will gladly take that. (21-14). Glencoe leads Newberg here at Newberg High School. Pacific Conference clash. Is that a coach down there, barefoot? I don't think I've ever seen that before. For Newberg. That's a first time for me.
No, he's painted his shoes to look like feet. You can't be barefoot.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you, folks. It's about, I'm not going to guess the temperature, but
It's cold 100.
wow. I don't know. Now I'm curious if he's just like that every
Yep,
game.
he is.
Shout out for him. Hopefully he doesn't get frostbite. No, I'm not saying it's that cold, but still, I've never seen that before.
Yep.
3rd and they're going to call it 6. Pitch to Henninger. Henninger bounces outside, has a first. I might have spoken too soon. They are going to give it to him, and that stops the clock momentarily.
That is the 10th first down of the game for the Crimson Tide.
They have been, as I've said multiple times, having their way really on the ground. Coach Jeremy Johnson shouting to his defense, pleading with them to just hold off for another 22 more seconds.
I haven't checked my stats, but I don't think either team has 30 yards passing.
They're going to pitch it
game.
again to Henninger. That's a great play for Newberg. TFL, their first of the night. And that not going to take us to halftime yet because Glencoe will use a timeout with 10 seconds left.
Which is their last one.
Yeah.
All right. Throw a Hail Mary here, or do you give it to Henninger?
You know, I was going to say neither. I was going to say you try to run like a 15-yard out to the sideline.
To King on the right side?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Your leading receiver. And because right now, Dave, you're looking at, don't laugh at me, you're looking at a 64-yard field goal right now. If you can get 15, trust me, even if he's not consistent from there, he's at least got a shot from 49 with his leg. I know that because he's got a stronger leg than me, and I made 49 before in practice.
You know that for the longest time, the NFL record for field goal was held by Tom Dempsey. He was probably 30 years the New Orleans kicker, the one who had half a foot.
Ah!
And he had a piece of wood on his foot.
What was the record?
It was 65,
No
I think.
way.
62 or 65. It was one of those. Tom Dempsey was his name.
That's unbelievable. So it could be the last play of the half. That's a brilliant play there if he can get to the sideline. Henninger, they're actually just trying to have him go right up the middle. Henninger breaks free. Henninger, 10-5, touchdown, Glencoe. Oh, my.
And that play went 46 yards.
Newberg sideline can't believe it. Unfortunately, quarterback Nolan Wolf took a licking there.
And he's favoring one foot there.
Yes, so hope that he's all right, but I thought they were just going to try to have him run out of bounds there. And to see him go right up the middle, that's unbelievable. That'll drive you wild if you're a coach. Another good PAT. 28-14 on the final play of the first half. 47 yards on a halfback dump-off.
The 4th rushing touchdown of the first half for Henninger. 5 yards, 17 yards, 5 yards, and 47 yards.
Any way you could try to tell me how many rushing yards he has total?
Well, let's see. Just on the TDs alone, he's got
But that last one was a pass. I forgot about
103. Oh, that's right. That
was
is
a pass.
play.
Yep. The reason I'm asking is I'm trying to tally up how many fantasy points he'd have at halftime. So
Oh, my
with the
goodness.
4 touchdowns alone, that's 24 in itself.
He's got at least 200 yards rushing.
It really, okay, so he's got at halftime about 45 fantasy points.
Wow. And the time on that touchdown? 0.
Again, I don't know how often you see something like that happen when it's not a Hail Mary, when it's a dump off. And so Newberg now in a bit of a hole. Quite a first half. Offense is running wild, especially the Crimson Tide of Glencoe. 28-14. We're going to take a break and come back a few minutes before halftime. Don't go anywhere.
All right, for your halftime entertainment, first up, please welcome the Newberg High School cheerleading seniors.
Welcome back to Newberg High School. You are watching Oregon Sports Beat 28-14 at the half, Dave. And what do you do to try and stop Hettinger? I know that it's a question that you really can't answer, but I'm going to put the burden on you of trying.
You know, coaches always talk about when you tackle somebody, wrap them up. You know, the drop tackle has been outlawed. You can't do that anymore. But you can wrap a runner up and kind of get some help and get them down to the ground.
Here come your Newberg Tigers.
Now, I'd like to take time to thank some of our sponsors, starting with ADEC. On behalf of Newberg High School, we'd like to thank our game title sponsor, ADEC, supporting local schools, including academics, sports, the arts, and trade programs give kids the opportunity to experience challenge, fair competition, and striving for excellence. ADEC is a proud sponsor of Newberg Athletics and the community. Reed Rental. Reed Rental has the tools, equipment, and landscape products to help get your project done. That's Reed Rental. And, of course, Sunshine Cleaners. Newberg football would like to thank Sunshine Cleaners. They take care of all the program's laundry, over 100 players for freshmen, JV, and varsity. An amazing local business. That's Sunshine Cleaners, located at 400 Sitka Avenue. Thanks to all our great sponsors.
All right, to give you the current standings in the Pacific League, Sherwood on top, Newberg tied with them, both teams 3-0. Glencoe 2-1 is in third. They can at least afford a loss tonight or they'll lose contact with the leaders. Liberty in fourth at 1-2, and then Century and McMinnville 0-3. The top 10 teams in the state right now are number 1 is West Lynn, number 2 Willamette. They're both 7-0. Lake Oswego third, Nelson fourth, and Central Catholic fifth. They're all 6-1. Lake Ridge is sixth at 4-3. Tualatin seventh. They are 5-2. They're tied with Jesuit and Sherwood at 5-2. Glencoe is number 10 at 6-1, and Newberg number 12 at 5-2. I mentioned the schedule tonight. Sherwood at Liberty, Century and McMinnville in our game here. Current league champions in all the leagues across, headed for the playoffs. The PIL leader is Roosevelt at 7-0.
Wow.
Metro League leader is Jesuit at 3-0. Pacific, of course, Sherwood and Newberg both at 3-0. Yep. The Mount Hood Conference, Nelson and Central Catholic both at 3-0, playing each other tonight at Nelson.
We're trying to
get
some updates.
Ranked fourth or tied for fourth in the state. West Lynn, the Three Rivers League leader at 3-0, and the Special District 1 leader is Willamette at 4-0.
So Willamette, that's a team that I didn't hear about a lot when I was playing, but ranked number 2 right now. They're not in the toughest conference, but they are undefeated. They beat Dallas by 15 last week at Dallas, who's I think number 2 in all of 5A. So that's a good win. They've also beat Sheldon, who's always a good program. They've beaten Sprague and put up 56 on Grants Pass. That's a good little team down there. Josh Line is their head coach.
And their athletic program has been getting better. Last year they were good in both women's basketball and boys basketball.
So Willamette coming on to the scene more, and last week West Lynn took care of Lakeo. It just right now it's try to stop West Lynn if you can, but so far no one's shown that they can.
Right. They are the leader in points differential in the state. They have scored 279 points and given up 94. You know who's the best defensive team in the state?
Oh man. I'll
give you the point differential. They've scored 235 in a total of 7 games. They've given up 79 points.
Who is it?
Central Catholic.
Seriously?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense now that I think about it. Central have played a couple of good teams. They played Lakeo and Lake Ridge. 1-1 against those two teams respectively. That's why I'm curious to see how they're doing right now against Nelson. Wish we could get some updates on that game as we are set to start the second half. And Dave, it is paramount that Newberg gets a stop on this drive. You can't fall behind 21, especially the team that runs the ball so much and will just pound the life in the clock.
Now, Glencoe scored 14 points in the first quarter, 14 points in the second. Newberg had 14 in the first, but did not score in the second.
Yeah, Newberg, their offense has hit a little bit of a stone wall after a really good start to the game. Glencoe's made some, well, I'd imagine some adjustments. There have been 2 turnovers for Newberg, and Newberg only has 1 stop all game. They used it to convert their second touchdown, but this Glencoe offense has just been running through them.
10 first downs for Glencoe, 5 for Newberg.
I'm not sure if that was attempted to be an onside kick, but I think Newberg came away with the rock.
I think it was an intentional onside kick. I think they tried to drive the ball into an up back, and it got through, but Newberg recovered.
And they did. There's the signal. So just the start that the Tigers needed. Coming away with it, 82.
You know what we haven't seen a lot of in this game so far? Penalties.
Don't jinx us now, Dave. John McLaughlin. McLaughlin, the senior, coming away with the football there for the Tigers. That could be a huge play. Well, I said you need to stop, or you can just get the onside kick.
You know, one thing I like about tonight's game, the lights are on. We did a game last night at Delta Park, and the lights didn't come on for 20 minutes.
Shout out Central Catholic for getting that figured out. Yeah, I was going to say, are we about to play a soccer game in the dark?
Yep. By the way, at the end of this game, I'll update you on
one's on the team. 1 senior and 1 sophomore. That was the sophomore, Lucas Vaughn, who just took that carry right there. Number 4 and number 6 are the Vaughns. I don't know if they're related. It's possible. High snap, give up the middle to Chance. And Chance Mackin, Chase, I should say, is near a first down. Will be a little bit short.
Newberg running that split back formation again.
They're using a lot of the clock here. Remember, they are down 2 scores. We have seen them air it out, seen some nice passes from Selner. He's hooked up with his tight end, Luke Greller, 3 times in this one.
One of them for a touchdown.
Yep. On a really, really nice 3rd down and goal play from the 1. Gives left side, first down and more inside the 30, plowing forward to the 27-yard line.
Let's look at that play again and see what happened with the quarterback. He faked a handoff to the outside split back. Watch this now.
And gave it to Santrizos.
Right. Fakes it there, back inside.
It's really well executed.
Yeah, well executed play.
So Newberg recovering an onside kick to start this second half. Selner looking to throw, now coming back left side of the field, reversing again, gets a nice block, and he might have a running lane now. Now a DB steps up to cut it off. He jukes out that DB, and he's going to run for it, picks up 7.
You know, I talked about the other play that ran on the field probably 30 yards to gain 3. That time he ran about 60.
And gained 6.
And gained 6. But I'll say this, look how much time he had to throw. The line blocked for him. He got a great block right near the end as he cut to the other side.
Their pass blocking has been very good tonight for this Newberg football team.
Do we still have time to see that on replay again? Well, we're back on the regular play here, but that was really exciting.
First down and 10 from the 18. Give to Mackin. Mackin bulldozing through a guy, and he squeezes his way inside the 15-yard line.
Did you see the subtle formation change? They had been running that split back formation with the quarterback and the shotgun between them. That time the quarterback moved up to the line of scrimmage, took the snap over center, and the split backs then moved up. So it's just a subtle change, but enough to change the offensive look to the defense.
This is why you're here. These are the things that I'm not realizing that you're seeing. And that's why giving the defense new looks is going to keep them guessing a little bit more. When you know that there are multiple formations and then plays that could come out of said formations, it just adds so much more that you have to cover. They're going to send Gellner in motion. Greller, I should say. Handoff. Left side, hit in the backfield, plowing his way forward back to the line of scrimmage is Santrizos. No gain, well covered by Glencoe on that one.
Santrizos with the carry. Thompson with the
So
stop.
Newberg in the red zone. They have used a decent amount of time on this drive. Remember, they got the onside kick. 2nd and 10 play coming up. Parker Selner in the gun, halfbacks to either side of him. Selner gives to Mackin. Mackin up the middle. Mackin inside the 10 gets to about the 7-yard line, so give him 6 on the carry. Bring up 3rd down and 4.
If you're going to run all these fancy formations, the quarterback has to be adept at faking handoffs and giving them. And Selner looks really good.
He can throw it, but he also knows his role in a type of offense like this. So a very good at his job in this offense is Parker Selner, the senior. They face a very important 3rd down and 4 right here. In the backfield is Mackin. Mackin, no, it's a fake handoff. Selner rolls out right, fires across his body through the hands of Greller. I'm not saying it was a drop. He was moving pretty fast, might have been a little bit behind him. Good coverage, though, and now they face a 4th down where they have to go.
That looked like that famous San Francisco 49er play where Joe Montana threw to Dwight Clark, cutting across, tight ends cutting across there, got his hands up in the air. Looked just like that
I was
play.
thinking the same type of thing. I like how they're getting the tight end involved in the red zone.
Exactly.
Yep.
He comes down and he sets up on one side of the field, goes in motion, and sets on the other side.
And give credit to Glencoe for covering that play. You got to be well disciplined to cover for that long and run that far in coverage.
And what going in motion to the other side of the field, it gives the quarterback an idea of what coverage the defense is going to be in. Because if somebody moves with that tight end, pretty much indicates you're going to be man-to-man.
4th down and 4. Selner looks to throw, feels the pressure. This one is caught. Touchdown, Newberg. Owen Cuban coming up huge.
Selner to Cuban.
Owen Cuban on the reception.
Pass is complete to number 3, Owen Cuban. Tiger touchdown.
And that is a touchdown, and what a drive from these Tigers. They needed that in the worst way. We've seen them not convert on a PAT earlier tonight. This is an important one right here. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, and it is good. Much better kick that time. Long one, too, right down the pipe.
Point after is good.
And it's 28-21, and that was a key drive right there for the Tigers.
Well, that's exactly what Newberg needed. Come out, get possession of the ball in the first offensive drive, and score on that drive, cut the lead to 1 touchdown.
7:15 left, and so remember, it was an onside kick. So Glencoe hasn't touched the ball yet in this half.
I have something for you. I found an old book, and what it does, it talks about every offensive formation and then diagrams it to show what it looks like down on the field. And I've been looking at it, and I made an index card set for me of that so that I can have it with me. I've got one for you so you can look at it. It's why I've been talking about formations.
I was going to say, how do you know every one? I was impressed, and now that makes a little bit more sense.
I've been doing my homework.
That you have a literal book.
I do.
Not just a metaphor. You literally have the book on offensive formations. 28-21, really nice ball game here at Newberg High School. And they dove deep this time. Boy,
Nice.
I don't think Glencoe knew that he had that in him. And Newberg's been winning the special teams battle in the second half. See if they can pin them deep. They will at their own 7. Jeremy Johnson with a big fist pump on the sideline.
Boy, Newberg looks inspired, don't they?
They do. That's the exact right word. He gives a big high five to his special teams coordinator. They know they're back in this ball game. This is going to be the first offensive snap for Glencoe of the second half.
Let's see how the Tigers defense addresses Henninger in the second half.
Coming off the field.
Looks like number 1.
Yeah, and unfortunately OSA didn't give me a number 1. So they're actually going to mark him at the 10. 28-21. Glencoe on top in this one. But Newberg, listen to their sideline right now. They're amped up out of the locker room. Henninger, a dive forward to the 20. You know, that's the type of play that you'll take if you're Glencoe.
Absolutely, you know. A hit at the line of scrimmage and he's still got 5.
If you do that every play, you're looking pretty good.
Right, keep ahead of the chains.
Quarterback Nolan Wolf, a sophomore, goes over to the sideline, gets the play. Henninger stopped short of the marker, picks up 3. It's going to bring up a big 3rd down for Glencoe.
When they talk about keeping ahead of the chains, they use kind of a 4-yard example.
Yep.
If you pick up 4 on first down, it's 2nd and 6. 4 on second down, it's 3rd and 2. You get 4 more, you got a first down.
Exactly.
Stopped at the
Yep.
19. 3rd down.
And you never get to 4th down.
Nope, you never have to, I was going to say, you never
Nope.
have to worry about it.
Nope.
If you pick up 3 every time, I mean, if you go on 4th, you will get it, but you don't ever face the 4th down if you get 4.
Right.
Henninger has a lead blocker in front of him. He's got a fullback. It is 3rd down and let's call it a yard. Henninger, hesitation, picks it up. What a second effort move. How good is this guy?
He came to a complete stop, let the line move in front of him, and he went behind
Yeah,
him.
you heard me earlier say you never come to a complete stop, but
Right.
that comes with an asterisk.
Right.
If you're doing it because you're so athletic that you're juking out the defense because the line's been beat and rushing for a first down, yeah, I think it's okay in that situation.
Yep.
Henninger moves the sticks, and that is big because all the momentum had been with Newberg. Now Glencoe trying to wrestle back some of that away. 5:15 to play. 3rd quarter pitch to Henninger. Henninger is not going to get much. Actually, he barrels through a couple people and picks up 4. This guy's going to be over 300 for second night in a row, probably. Second game in a row, I should say. By the way, Blue Jays have taken game 1 11-4. Just want to update everyone on that. Game 2 will be tomorrow night, Yamamoto versus Kevin Gosman. 28-21. 2 teams at the top of the Pacific Conference trying to hand Newberg their first conference loss. Henninger, hesitation, finds a hole. Henninger out across the 35 to the 37-yard line. And look at that run right there. Give it over the right side. Makes a man miss at the line of scrimmage and then breaks through some arm tackles, just keeping those legs churning. And he's just so hard to bring down.
Here we go. We'll take a look at it.
So the lead blocker actually went the other way. They tried to fake him out there, which I think is interesting.
You make an initial move one way,
Yep.
let everybody flow that way, and then come back the other way.
That's something I haven't seen a whole lot. I like that little move right there.
Right. Players used to do it all the time. You don't see it so much anymore.
No. But if people think it was a miscommunication, I promise you it wasn't. They intentionally sent him that way.
Exactly.
Henninger just cannot be tackled at the line of scrimmage. They had him there for a loss.
You know, interestingly enough, in the Pacific Conference, I was mentioning point differential. Newberg is plus 99. Glencoe is plus 170. The leader in the conference, Sherwood, they are plus 16.
Wow. I don't know what else to say.
And they've given up a lot of points.
Wow.
They scored 184 and given up 168.
And who's Sherwood playing right now?
Sherwood is at Liberty.
And that's not a pushover. Liberty almost beat these Tigers last week. Newberg needed overtime, 48-42. Henninger's reminding me of Ryan Nall in the 2016 Civil War, where Oregon just couldn't stop him. And that's what we're seeing so far right now. There's a flag thrown as he's swallowed up at the line. Not sure what the marker's for.
I just want to point out to you, in our football broadcast, that's your second Ryan Nall reference.
Is it really? I was wondering if I had ever brought it up before. Okay.
Of the year, and you're banned from doing it again.
I can't sneak anything past Dave Hall. Okay, then I'll give the Ezekiel Elliott reference, something you'll appreciate as much against Oregon. So Oregon is the brunt of this in both times.
All right.
That's not a coincidence there. And this is actually going to, well, you were saying not a lot of penalties, and you're right, there haven't been. This could be a costly one because now you're behind the sticks.
And I think this is the first 15-yard penalty of the night.
Oh, was this a personal foul?
Yeah, penalized 15 yards.
Wow. Okay, so this is a huge impact on the drive. And this could be the break Newberg was looking for. 2nd down and 14. End around, and they pull it off beautifully. Here comes King. He's got space. King with a first down inside midfield. Down the sideline. He stepped out of bounds. Oh, my goodness. What a play drawn up by the offensive coordinator. If we can get a replay of that, thank you, Connor, because the entire defense bit thinking it was just going to be another dive play. Look, everyone thinks it's a dive. And look, nobody's following the play. King's coming around, and by the time they realize he's already got too much space. What a play. Call.
28 yards on that reverse.
Yeah, and great play, obviously, by King. He's a tremendous athlete, and he executed it beautifully. But the play call right there is just perfection.
And got great speed.
Yes. King leads this team in receiving yards, and we know you can take an end around and carry the ball as well. Very valuable player on this team. Now they can give it back to this guy. Henninger busting through the line. Has a hole following his blockers. First down inside the 25-yard line. And see how the momentum has flipped back in this one.
See how many runs Henninger has made where he's cut right between the tight end and the left tackle? He had a big hole there that time, too. He almost comes to a stop and then darts straight ahead.
Thank you for Connor pulling this up for us. Yeah, see? Look at how he looks like he's going to bounce outside and then cuts back in between the tackles.
Great move.
This guy has unbelievable vision. And if need be, if that mill's plugged up, he could bounce it outside. He reads it beautifully. The running back, yes, physical skills matter a lot, but a lot of it's mental, too, just making the right reads.
The defensive end out there can set the edge, turn the runner in, but if there's nobody in the gap there, and that's what Henninger is using to his advantage right now.
Here's Henninger again. And you know it's been a big night when he picks up 4 yards, and that wasn't even considered a very good run for him. But still a very productive first down play, because now it's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
Again, Henninger, when the play starts, spins to his left. Yep. It looks like he's going to left, and then stops and cuts it back to the right.
Coach Reynoso's doing wonders coaching this team, who's having their most successful season in years. Newberg as well, also having one of their better seasons in some time, in a few years. But this Glencoe Crimson Tide team in the top 10 right now, and you can just see how well-oiled this offense is. And they're bleeding that clock too, Dave.
Coach Reynoso was an offensive lineman at Oregon from 2001 to 2005. He knows a little bit about blocking.
Henninger with some passion as he gets up there. Took a big blow, but letting them know, hey, I still got a first down on you, and you can't stop me.
You know, Coach Reynoso also, this is his 7th year at Glencoe, so put together a great program.
So we've had a couple of coaches recently, Westview and Weaver, who've played for Oregon and are now doing very good in their professions as head coaches in Oregon high school football.
Coach Weaver at Sunset?
Westview.
Westview,
yep.
Westview was an offensive lineman at Oregon.
Yep. He was in some of the classic Civil Wars. He was on some really good teams, a Fiesta Bowl team.
Yep.
30 seconds left to play. Glencoe could make this the final play of the quarter if they don't score on this play. We're good to Henninger. Hesitation. Now he strolls up the middle to the 4, and they're going to let this go because there's no reason. And we got some flags after the play.
Yep, flags.
Now who's chirping, though? Who's it going to be on? Because if this is on Glencoe, this is a really big penalty.
Henninger has a great sense of pace.
And this is going to be on the Newberg Tigers. No! It's on Glencoe.
Just going to back Crimson Tide up.
Did the referees point the wrong way?
It was a very late flag.
Glencoe coach is out on the field right now because this could be a huge penalty.
14 seconds left to go in the third.
And this is going to back them up 15 yards.
On offense.
Personal foul.
And that's, you can't have that.
So instead of being inside the 5, they're now out at the 19.
And it's still second
18.
and goal. They still might not run another play in this quarter. See what they decide to do here. They are going to. Hit as he throws, it's incomplete. It was clearly a forward pass. And that will be, what an end to the third quarter. Because all of a sudden, things look pretty different now. Now that it's not going to be second and goal from inside the 5, it'll be third and goal from the 18-yard line now, Dave.
All right,
Well,
Newberg Nation, fourth quarter. Get up on your
Newberg
feet.
didn't
It's
score in the
senior
second.
night. Let's help these
Glencoe didn't
guys
score in
finish
the
this
third.
game strong. Here we go. Get up, get up, get up. Newberg Nation.
We, Ben and I did a soccer game last night, and the school drummer got thrown out of the game by
All
the
things
referee.
that you haven't seen a whole lot. That was something. So where do you go here if you're Glencoe? Because you know you have a field goal opportunity, but because you're on the 18.
Well, third and goal at the 18. Do you send Henninger? Do you anticipate?
Not going to say it's over. Definitely not. Big one for him to get in his head coaching debut. And Glencoe would be a good one for them to get this win on the road at Newberg. They've been gritty all night, and they have responded when they've been punched, and they've punched right back. Pretty good return here. Newberg with a chance. The kicker can't make the tackle. Chasing him down. All the way inside.
About a couple of.
The kicker can't make the tackle. Chasing him down.
No.
All the way inside. Are there multiple flags on the play? There's some stuff to sort out right here.
Right. Two of the referees walked back 50 yards back from where they're sitting.
Glencoe, one of their players, is pointing as if this one's going to. There's 7:31 on the clock. Offsetting penalties. And so
they'll kick it again.
That is if
holding would be a regular foul and they would offset. So I think that's what the call would have been.
Hine is beside himself on the sideline right now. Big play called back. And I was wrong. They are going to kick it deep. Let's see if Glencoe can cover better this time. They can. Returned out to the 31. So a big play right there. Wiped away.
Well, with offsetting penalties, that wiped away 65 yards.
Would have got Newberg back in the game. So, did you see a flag for a hold? I didn't see any.
Penalties.
Ultimately did.
Someone else on the night for.
It's either Seifert or Luke Greller who has 3
right.
catches for a touchdown. It's Seifert now with a couple of catches. Sub 7 minutes to play. Newberg's got to go. Stelner to the outside, and that one is through the hands of Cuban, who had a big reception earlier. He had a touchdown reception earlier on the night.
Intended for number 3, Cuban.
3rd and 6. So this is 4-down territory if you're Newberg. You got to get 7 on this drive.
All right.
Play clock has to be winding down, I'd imagine. They might want to hurry up here. 3rd and 6.
You know, I don't,
And just as I was saying that, I think they were just forced to use a timeout.
I don't see a play clock anywhere, do you?
We can't see it, but the refs know what it is. And I imagine the coaches have an idea as well.
Well, the referees are supposed to give a signal, I think, at 5 seconds.
Gotcha.
Because the quarterback's looking right back at him.
I just got a sense of 40 seconds, and that felt like a long time right there. I knew that with the amount of time they spent in the huddle.
Your local Toyota dealers are proud sponsors of Newberg High School athletics. Visit Toyota.com.
I'd like to give some shout-outs to our sponsors, starting with Providence.
Let's go places.
We'd like to thank Providence for their commitment to the health of Newberg's kids on the field and in the classroom. With compassionate support for all students' physical and emotional wellness, Providence Newberg Medical Center cares for kids. That's Providence. Toyota. Your local Toyota dealers are proud sponsors of Newberg High School athletics. Visit Toyota.com or your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
I'd like to thank Providence, too, having had quintuple bypass surgery at Providence.
That's where I was born, Providence, so I, too, would like to give them a big shout-out. We both have a lot to be thankful to our wonderful sponsor. 6:43, and this is a big 3rd down and 6. Let's see where Newberg goes. High snap, Snellner somehow gets it on the bounce, and now he's going to run for a 1st down. Wow, what a play. Gets the bounce. I don't think that was the design play. Improvisation, and he gets enough to move the sticks.
You know, he's lucky that was high, and he got his hands up and kind of knocked the ball down so that it kind of bounced down and he got to it. Had it went over his head, hit his hands and went over his head, he would have had to chase it down, and that's a different
Just saw
outcome.
that replay, and that was a very fortunate bounce. He got right back up into his hands. I don't know how many times you're going to get that bounce of the football. But bit of a break, but Newberg still down 14.
When they invented football, they had the option of either a round football or an oblong one, and they said it'll be a lot more fun if it's
Exactly.
oblong.
Let's, we're going for some comedy here, too. Of course, makes it easier to throw. Sellner rolling out the pocket. Hasn't had as much time. He's in trouble, and he just wisely throws that one into his sideline.
You know, when they say quarterbacks hear footsteps,
he was hearing
on
a lot of them there.
Number 59, who was full steam right behind him.
And that's not a guy you want to get hit by, Dave.
No.
That is, mentioned him a couple of times tonight, Big Brock Sofeld.
Wow.
Junior captain. Clock is stopped. Sellner in trouble. Stiff arms to stay on his feet, and now he's thrown out of bounds hard by Sofeld.
You know, Sofeld said, I couldn't get to you last time, but I got you this time, and kind of just spun the quarterback around and threw him down.
Sellner carries the ball forward.
It's a great stiff arm there. I was trying to find the words. It wasn't face mask is the right word, but oh boy, glad Sellner okay.
A Glencoe win tonight would put both these teams at 3-1 in conference. If Sherwood wins tonight and they are at Liberty, they would be 4-0. So now you're really tied up them at the top.
And then Newberg plays Sherwood.
Okay.
Next week in their final regular season game. Caught to the outside.
Nice completion.
Seifert again.
I think that's Seifert's third pass completion of the second half.
It is his third reception. Seifert's come to life on his senior night. 6 minutes to play. Sellner pitches it. Chase Mackin. Mackin makes a couple of cuts and gets a nice healthy gain of 6. Clock continues to roll, and that's the big factor right now. And Newberg knows that. Look at it. They're going no huddle.
You know, I think that was pretty close to a forward pass.
Sellner rolling out to his right. Has a completion. First down inside the 30-yard line. And that, once again,
Sellner's pass complete to Vaughn.
That's Lucas Vaughn, the younger Vaughn brother, the sophomore. And so Lucas Vaughn moves the chains.
Newberg came right back and scored a touchdown after the last one. Let's see if they can do it again.
That's caught by Seifert again.
Seifert is lining up in the slot on the left, and he's running kind of a drag route all the way down the line of scrimmage, and he comes open when he comes down to the end of the line of scrimmage.
Second down.
Mackin in the backfield. He gets the pitch, which might have been a forward pass. Mackin has a first down inside the 10 to the 9.
Right. The quarterback shovels that ball to the halfback.
That might count as a completed pass.
And if the halfback's in front of him, that's a completed
That's a pass. Yep.
Chase Mackin, first down.
Tide needs to get a player on the field at the very last moment. Oh, they had a player down.
They have an injury, unfortunately. So Newberg crawling their way back into this one.
Injured player on the field.
Gritty game by both teams.
Yes. And that's exactly what I expected from both of these programs. They're gritty teams. So remember, both teams have played Liberty, who's playing Sherwood tonight. Glencoe beat them 49-20. Liberty beat them 48-42 in overtime. They've both beaten Century by over 38 points. Injured player helped off the field. Good to see him walking. So it does give the Tide defense a breather. It's first down and goal from the 9-yard line. Run that clock. Selner on a rollout, has a man open inside the 5, into the end zone, touchdown Tigers. Deacon Santrizos. And this one is not over. Newberg doing what they needed on that drive.
Time on that, 4:48 left to go in the game.
PAT, good snap and hold. The kick is no good. Oh, that's huge. Second missed PAT of the night. Newberg is down 8. Could prove to be a pivotal extra point.
Forced you to go for a 2-point conversion the next time. You know, we talked about the first half going quickly because of so many runs. The second half has been a lot more passing.
4:48 left to play, fourth quarter, and I imagine Glencoe is going to have their full-fledged onside kick defense here, given what's happened already and the timing of this game.
Well, you can see they have 10 players up within 10 yards of the receiving line.
Here. And they didn't know. Sometimes you try to squib it or get it through the front lines. They got 4 players in the second area, too.
Only one person back deep.
Yep, just in case they do go for that. You want someone back there because it's a live ball.
A lot of teams shift and put all of their defensive players next to the kicker on one side.
They're going to go deep. Or actually to the sideline. Wise, fair catch is called and made.
The 28-yard line.
That's Fanning. Smart play there.
Very smart play.
So Newberg misses the PAT, so it's an 8-point game.
And we've had 62 points scored in this game.
Barn burner here in the Pacific Conference. Just as advertised, a terrific game.
King out wide to the left.
4:48 left to play. Fourth quarter. See if the Tide can string together a couple of first downs, but he got Hennigan with the ball in his belly. That's going to help.
You know, I would think at this point in time,
Henninger, I should say.
Glencoe would want to keep the ball on the ground and use as much of that clock as they can.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you have a guy like Henninger.
Especially when you have him.
Hasn't fumbled. Hasn't even shown any signs of coming close to fumbling tonight. Great back. Ball security is a priority for him. Not surprising, considering how talented he is. Second and 3. Good pickup on first down. Back to Henninger. Why not? And he breaks this one, and he is gone. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Henninger, he wants to waste time on the clock. He's doing this intentionally. He's not trying to taunt. He now does score, and he wanted to run as much time off the clock as he could. What a play. And, you know, they're going to give him a penalty for this. I don't agree with that. It's a tactical play. He's doing it for a reason.
And you know how far he just went? 65.
I wish I was that fast where I could do something like that. We're seeing the replay here just kind of.
I don't think he's taunting anybody.
No, he's not. He took an extra 6 seconds off the clock, and I think that's what the refs are discussing right now.
Right.
Because this shouldn't be a taunting penalty.
And it's a personal foul, which means it'll get assessed on the kickoff. It won't invalidate the run.
No, it will not. Yeah, it will not invalidate the run.
And it doesn't change where the point after touchdown is coming, but it will be assessed on the kickoff.
I would be upset to see them call a taunting here.
Right.
Because you know that every second could count in this football game. And if he said something while he was going in, that's a different story.
That's a different story.
And that we wouldn't know, but just based on what he did alone, that should not warrant a penalty. And Jeremy Johnson is getting an explanation. I've seen a lot of taunts in my days. That wasn't one of them.
Henninger has touchdown runs of 17, 5, 5, 46, 65. 5 touchdown runs.
So the touchdown is good. They are going to give him, you know, I don't agree with it. It is what it is.
I think most people who know football would realize what he was doing at that point in time.
Exactly.
He didn't turn around. He didn't wave at anybody. He didn't spike the ball.
Taking time off the clock because he just saw his defense give up a touchdown in a close game.
Uh-huh.
And so they're going to enforce this on the PAT because they don't want him to make it a 15-point game. But they are up 2 scores now.
Right, they're up 14 right now.
And so whether or not this is good, that doesn't change that. Perfect October night. By the way, happy early Halloween to everyone. Next week here on Oregon Sports Beat, we are going to have a Fright Night game, Sandy at Central Catholic.
I'll talk about that at the end of the game because we have playoff games coming up next week.
It's
We're
exciting.
not sure who the opponents were going to be, but we know who's going to be in one of the
35-yard PAT. He drilled it. He missed the last 35-yarder. This time, puts it down the middle. Has a few extra yards to spare.
You know, so I'm not sure I would characterize that as drilled it.
You know,
he coaxed it over.
You're right. You're right. I shouldn't say drilled. I'm happy that he made the correction. I think I'm just excited for him there. That's, of course, A.J. Schmidt. So Schmidt makes another kick. And this one, it's only worth 1, but it's from 35 yards out. And so.
Do you ever make a point after touchdown that long?
I did one time. We were playing Jefferson, and it was a scrappy game. We got a personal foul, so I had to kick one from 35. It was actually probably the best kick of my high school career, I'd say.
Oh.
Because it would have been good from about 45. So it wasn't a close game. It was not a high-pressure kick. But, yes, I have made one 35 yards. I felt like I should have deserved 3, but they didn't give it to me.
Coach, give me 3
Exactly. I was trying to talk my way into that one in the stat book. 3:51 left to play. That's a backbreaker if you're Newberg. Because now you got to have pace and probably recover an onside kick as well. Now if you're Glencoe, just better coverage on the kickoff coverage here. And this isn't a surprise at all. Well done.
And
fallen on by Cuban.
Tigers get down on the ball right there at the 35. Doesn't run any time off the clock. Get the ball in pretty good position.
Yep.
Need a score.
But if you're Glencoe, you avoid a big return, and so it works out fine for both sides, really. If you're Newberg, you don't have a lot of time to waste here. (42-27). Glencoe on top. They got to hold off here these final 4 minutes. Parker Selner is out of the shotgun. Imagine we'll see more passes in this situation. Goes over the middle, has a man juggled, and
Seifert.
They're going to say it's incomplete. Seifert couldn't hold on. So it brings up 2nd down and 10. Newberg has 2 timeouts left. Glencoe does have all 3. A little last-minute shifting here. Have a lot of receivers out there. Given the situation, they don't have a lot of time and are down 2 scores. Not a good throw, and it's incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Was that Vaughn?
Cuban was the intended target.
3rd and 10.
So you got 2 plays here to get 10 yards.
I didn't expect a game where the teams were going to be close to being in the 70s, but they are together.
Yep. High-powered offenses, especially that of Glencoe and Henninger.
5 touchdown snipe for Henninger.
Selner feels the rush, steps up out of it. He might use his legs, fires across the middle, and I think the weather is really playing a big impact on guys trying to catch the football off the hands of Greller.
4th down, you're going to go for it?
Yes. You know, it's tough. Good pass, good route, and it's getting colder out. Fourth down and 10, 3:32 left to play. Last chance really for the Tigers. Three receivers out left, one in the slot on the right, and Selner feels the pressure, steps up, and he's going to launch this one across his body, tipped incomplete, and Glencoe gets the 4th down stop.
Oh, there was a collision there that time, penalty.
Well, the ball had already been tipped, and so therefore you're allowed to take him out. It's a good job by the officiating crew. And that should just about do it in this one. Even if Glencoe didn't get a 1st down, Newberg would have to use 2 timeouts, and then about 40 seconds would run off the clock. So this one's just about sealed. This Glencoe offense, and this Glencoe 4th quarter has been really impressive, Dave. So talk about a program that back when I was playing, they were having 1 and 8 years. Now Coach Reynoso has been there for what you said, 6, 7 years now. What a job that he has done. Used to be one of the doormats, and there's a fumble that's recovered by Newberg. Oh my! Running back the other way is Hine. He's gonna be caught and brought out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Just when you think that it's over, Newberg is given a lifeline.
Each team now with 2 turnovers. The Newberg has a fumble and an interception. Glencoe has had 2 fumbles.
And so a rare fumble, and all of a sudden Newberg's in the red zone. Still 3:09 to play, and they do have a couple of timeouts. Selner rolls out, flicks it for the end zone. He's actually just short, but it's caught by Cuban. Tight-roped there and made a tiptoe ballerina-type catch. Great body control.
I respect that he wanted to make sure he caught the ball and he was in bounds, because all it would have taken was one step forward, and he couldn't get that last step. But great concentration by the receiver.
Take a look at how this play develops. He goes inside, then breaks out. Ball is placed on the money, and that's a great catch.
Great catch.
You don't see plays like that in high school every night.
Well, we talked about now we got a turnover, we got a pass completion, and we're right on the doorstep of scoring to be one score down.
That's a big play because it might force Newberg to use a timeout. TFL, Glencoe defensive line blowing that one up.
Ben said a tackle for a loss and loses the Tigers. Actually, is going to mark it, lose a couple of yards.
Lost one on the carry. Selner and flags here.
It's going to be on Newberg.
Is it? What is it going to be?
It's going to be a motion penalty or...
Nope, this is a legal substitution on Glencoe.
Oh, okay.
That's what Selner was barking for, and yep.
Because,
what the call is.
I see what happened. He stopped the play. He recognized it. He saw the flags go up on the outside, and he stopped.
So Hines scooping that one up, returning it inside the 20.
What a break.
Man, and just as we were saying, Henninger doesn't fumble. Well, he's human.
Yeah.
So we'll put it from the, you're right, it probably was the 4, because now they're going to mark it at about the 2. Half the distance penalty.
Yep.
Second and goal from the 2, stops the clock momentarily as well. 2:38 left to play. Still life for Newberg. Selner grabs a hold of his halfback, saying, no, you're on this side.
Right.
Selner rolling out across his body. Got a man open in the end zone, but he's going off his back foot. And this one's off the turf. He had a guy open earlier on the play, but I think he had a D lineman in his face, and he might not have been able to see him, Dave.
Right, he didn't get a foot planted, as you said. He threw it off his back foot. I thought, whoa, this is scary because you're putting it up for grabs, but he did find a defender out there, just didn't connect.
So Newberg needs to punch this in. 2:33 left in this one.
With all of the penalties that we've had, and it's still third down.
Third and goal from the 2-yard line. Out of the shotgun work, Selner. It's empty backfield now. They swing it out to Chase, who dropped the ball, and that's a forward pass. And it's going to be 4th and goal. I like the play call.
Well, they had trip receivers to the left. They put a man in motion to the left. They had 4 receivers out there. The play was designed as it went with those other receivers out as lead blockers, but just didn't get the ball on the money.
4th and ball game right here. 2:28 left to go, and Newberg has to convert to make this a 1-score game.
I might, at this point in time, I might run a draw play in the middle. Let's see how smart I am tonight.
I think I kind of agree with you. Something like that. It's not going to be a handoff up the middle, or I doubt it, but something to the outside or a delayed draw. If it is, my point is I could see a draw. I could see
even a quarterback draw.
Yeah, something like that. Selner rolls out to his left. They're going to go to the air again. He's being chased down. Reverses field. He does have a man. Reverse, and it's caught.
Oh, my goodness.
Cuban said, all right, one rule tonight. I'm only going to catch it inside the 5-yard line. Other than that, I'm not going to have a big game, except for where it matters most. His second touchdown reception of the night.
A 3-yard pass.
Owen Cuban not giving up on the play, making a double move after the play was initially shut down, and Newberg has life.
That coming at 2:21.
And they're going to go with a new kicker here. Ben Davis, their kickoff guy. He's a 6'2 junior. And if he misses this, the game's pretty much over. So Newberg seeing if they can convert to make it a 1-score game. Ben Davis up and through.
A little while ago I was saying I couldn't believe this was a 70-point game. It's almost an 80-point game now.
What a game we have here tonight. And this is going to be an onside kick. Just 2:21 left.
And the Tigers are 8 down.
What a turn of events we had right there. The Henninger fumble. We'll have an opportunity to make up for it. All right,
Think of that. We had 42 points at the end of 3. We now have 76 points.
There is nothing.
34 points are in the fourth quarter.
Nothing like two evenly matched high school football teams. There's really nothing like it. You can make an argument for college, and I'm big of a college football fan. I could agree with you there, but my point is these nights are special. Especially when we got two teams that are near the top of the conference.
Nobody wants to lose.
So it's going to be Baker with the onsides here. Well, you know, you could go deep. You got 2 timeouts, but I would have, well, I'm not going to try and guess. They got 1 man deep. They got a second line here. This is, in fact, an onside. It's the left side. Not a bad kick. And it's out of bounds. And so Glencoe will retain possession. It was a pretty good kick. Gave his team a chance.
It's a calculated risk you have to take, especially when the other team has a possession runner. So let's see what happens.
This one took a big bounce. .221 left to play, 1 first down, and it depends on when it comes, if it get on a first down or a second down, but 1 first down pretty much ends the game. So Newberg, their crowd's making some noise. They need to stand up. Pitch to Henninger. Henninger goes outside, bounces back inside, picks up 4. Timeout number 2 by Newberg. What a game.
135 seconds left. Newberg has 2 timeouts left.
1 now.
Or 1 now, I mean.
Blazers are going to win. They're up 21 with 4 minutes left. So they're going to get their first win of the year. And Coach Tiago Splitter, as he mentioned.
That was an optimistic prediction by Ben. You know, the game's not over till it's over.
No, it's not. But.
Well, good for the Blazers.
Good for the Blazers.
Bad for the Dodgers. Good for the Blazers.
Yes, absolutely.
Have big games tomorrow. Ducks have a big game against.
I wouldn't call it big. They're favored by 31 points.
Over Wisconsin.
Yes, that's a pretty big mismatch. And back to this game, Newberg's getting their sideline and their crowd fired up. 2nd and 6, they're rattling the bleachers. Henninger bounces it. Henninger spins, and he has enough for a first down. Move those chains, and there's nothing that Newberg can do at this point.
Well, it isn't moving the chains. It isn't the 10 yards that's important. It's the first down.
First down, and Newberg does take their final timeout, but if there's 40 seconds on the play clock here, I've done the math before. If you have 2:25 left, you can, and the other team has no timeouts, you got a fresh set of downs, you can run it out. And so they should just be able to take a knee here, especially given that you fumbled last time you were trying to run the clock out. So I'd expect them to kneel it down. And they're putting 3 seconds back. Again, it's 2:25 is the baseline number if anyone's trying to know out there. So
40 seconds for each play if you run the clock all the way down, and then whatever time is on you actually run the play, even if you kneel down, burns off a couple of seconds.
There's nothing that Newberg can do. I'm sure Coach Reynoso probably has done the math himself.
You know, there have been NFL teams that have been in this situation and snapped the ball and handed it off and fumbled.
And Oregon did that in a loss to Stanford a few years ago, 7 years ago, and I just think that I'm not a particularly smart guy. If I can figure this out, they probably can too, and I can't believe that.
Well, they're not in a victory formation.
No, they're not.
I think they took too long.
They're going to say offsides on the defense is the call here.
Lined up in the neutral zone. Again, the yardage isn't important as the number of plays you have.
Yeah, exactly. Again, they should just be able to kneel it down here. With 2:08 left to play. So Glencoe, Dave, is going to improve to 7-1. Don't know the result of the Sherwood game tonight. They are going to hand it off to Abraham. Abraham, another solid gain, picks up a first down. It was 1st and 5 inside the 40 to the 38.
With a Glencoe win, they would move to 3-1 and 7-1 overall. With a Newberg loss, they would move to 3-1, 5-3 overall. Sherwood, of course, is 3-0. If they win tonight, it'd be 4-0 and be 6-2 overall. So a logjam at the top of the Pacific Conference. And again, these teams ranked 9th, 10th, and 12th.
Yeah, Glencoe having a great year. And who do they play to wrap up this season? Now, let me take a look real quick at who the Crimson Tide will finish off the regular season with.
I think it has to be Century or McMinnville.
They've already played Century, I know that. Now it is the victory formation. And I'm pretty sure, I think it's McMinnville. My Wi-Fi's not working right now. I think that it is, in fact, McMinnville.
And they haven't won a game in the Pacific Conference.
No. That's a game Glencoe will probably be huge favorites in.
And you said Sherwood finishes up with Newberg, right?
With Newberg, yep.
Well, still raises a wealth of possibilities.
So a tough one for Jeremy Johnson and his Tigers, but what a performance from Reynoso's Crimson Tide. And they take the final kneel down, and Glencoe comes into Newberg and gets a 42-34 victory. They improve to 7-1.
Still in contention. In fact, both these teams still in contention for the Pacific League title. They both could finish.
Oh, if Sherwood loses tonight.
If Sherwood loses.
Yeah, okay. Unlikely, I would say. Possible.
Or if even Sherwood wins tonight and Newberg beats them next week.
Ah, you're right. I hadn't thought about that one. Wait, no, but if Sherwood wins tonight, then Sherwood will only have one loss. Newberg has 2 losses. So if Sherwood wins tonight, then Newberg cannot win the...
Newberg is 3-0 and Sherwood is 3-0.
Oh, pardon me. Okay, so you're right. I thought this was Newberg's second loss. So Newberg is handed their first Pacific Conference loss by Glencoe.
Exactly.
So these Crimson Tide, thank you for bearing with me there, Dave. I was all out of sorts. Glencoe, I imagine Coach Reynoso probably couldn't be prouder of his guys. They made some mistakes tonight that let Newberg back in it, but ultimately the team that played better won the game.
Okay.
So
you want me to talk about next week? You want me to save that till you're finished?
Yeah, in a second. You're just saying a tough one for Newberg on senior night. They battled hard. They played a really good football team. And with Henninger just running wild all night.
Well over 200 yards.
Well over. And this is just a Glencoe team that's hard to beat. Newberg put up a good fight. They've got a lot to be proud of. They've had a good year. And it's not over yet. There's next week in the playoffs. But this Glencoe team, I'm really impressed with them.
And the Glencoe team in kind of a...
Well, I just saw King pull off a backflip a moment ago.
Here we go. Are you do another one?
I don't think he's going to... Yep.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Great tradition. On the other hand, for Newberg, this was a very, very well-played game. Both teams, not a lot of penalties, played each team with 2 turnovers in the game, fought right up till the end. Newberg had a chance to win this game with 2 minutes to go.
It was a great game. Newberg didn't give up, showed fight, and this is exactly what was advertised for this one. A fantastic 6A Pacific Conference matchup, and it came down to the wire.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Oregon Sports Beat. You can go to our website, OregonSportsBeat.com. We have a calendar up, and our calendar has listed what we have on tap coming up. And it'll tell you what type of event it is, what the start time is, and the teams that are involved. Here's what's going on with Oregon Sports Beat next week. We'll be covering Central Catholic playoff games. Central Catholic girls volleyball team will make the playoffs. Those matchups are not set yet, but the first matchup will be next Wednesday night. We'll be bringing you Central Catholic girls volleyball. The start time on that, I believe, is 6:30. Central Catholic boys and girls soccer teams have both made the playoffs. Central Catholic boys have a league game next Tuesday night. After that game, the pairings are set, the rankings are set, they're frozen. Those games will start on Saturday. So next Wednesday night, we'll be doing a volleyball game for Central Catholic. Next Saturday, we'll have to see what kind of pairings there are and when they are, but we'll definitely be doing some playoff soccer for Central Catholic. And then next Friday night, we'll be covering Central Catholic football. It'll be a league game, and that will be the Rams against the Sandy Pioneers. So we'll be in action Wednesday night, Friday night, and sometime on Saturday, and we're not sure if that's boys or girls or even both. So that's what's coming up.
Final score in a fantastic 6A Pacific Conference matchup. It's the road Glencoe Crimson Tide 42, the Newberg Tigers 34. Finishes in a one-score game from Ben Pahl, Dave Hall, Ryan Johnson, and Connor on our replay. Thank you so much for watching Oregon Sports Beat. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.